These renovations will serve a dual purpose. One, in hopes of giving thanks to all the fans who have been here all this time, but also to hopefully attract fans that don't often come to the Trop. I'm Laura Harris, live in Dunedin. We're on Rob Marr Road, and as you can see, this is a live feed right now from our chopper. You can see this 30-foot deep sinkhole right now, and I was just showing it to the Dupree family. These are the folks who live in that house. Michael, my goodness, this had to be scary this morning.
It was. At the beginning, we thought somebody broke in the house. My daughter, Ivy, woke me up and said, "Daddy, somebody's in the house." So I got the rifle, start looking around, and I saw the screen room out of the back window, just like 3 feet off the ground. So I knew there was something going on sinkhole-wise. So I got the family out and called the sheriff's department, called 911, and yeah, now we're here.
I was just showing your whole family. I mean, this is your home. The boat is in the ground. We'll go ahead and show you that video as well for you all at home. But the boat is in the ground, the swimming pool falling over. I mean, Ivy, you were inside the house as well. You're Michael's daughter. What are you thinking?
It's all, I didn't expect it. I thought maybe it was the screen door not closing right, or someone was trying to break in, but I didn't expect this.
Michael's wife is here as well. What did it sound like for those of us who've never experienced a sinkhole? Unfortunately, what is this like?
It sounded like, first we thought somebody was breaking in, like knocking, and then over and over again, basically, you hear like, yeah, boom, boom, basically, like somebody is knocking on your doors and, yeah, breaking in, basically.
Well, the Dupree family, thank you all so very much for taking time with us this morning. We really do appreciate it, and really glad you all are all right.
Thank you.
All right, well, again, we're live in Dunedin. We're just a couple streets away from Dunedin High School. As you can see behind me, they're still working on this house. Lots of units in the back part, just trying to figure out how they can shore up this area. If you look up there, though, as on those power lines, you see Duke Energy right now cutting the power, making sure that nothing further happens in this area. Very active scene. I mean, we arrived maybe 10 minutes after all these units got out here, so we've been on this all morning. Please stay with ABC Action News on air and online throughout the day. As I said, this is live video right now from our chopper. You can go to abcactionnews.com right now. Look on Action News Now. All this information is right there. Live in Dunedin, Laura Harris, ABC Action News. We're hearing and we're seeing in our chopper that this home is now collapsing into the sinkhole. What we were worried about. What can you tell us?
Yes, ma'am. It's an ongoing operation, but we've got 2 structures that are being engulfed by a sinkhole.
We've got neighbors coming out of their homes, hearing the information for the first time as they're waking up this morning. How safe is this street right now as the sinkhole continues to open?
We've got it isolated. You are as closer than anyone else to it. We've got the sheriff's office doing road closures on both sides of the road.
Deputy Chief, thank you so very much of Dunedin. We really do appreciate your time this morning. I know you're very busy out there. If you're just joining us, I'm Laura Harris. We're in Dunedin, a couple streets down from Dunedin High School, and really this story has been unfolding as we've been live on the air. We are the only station that's this close. You heard the Deputy Chief saying that the road close sign right there, as you can see, units getting prepared to do even more heavy-duty work as this home continues to collapse inside the sinkhole. I mean, at first, the homeowner tells us he thought someone was breaking into his house. He walked outside with his gun for fear for his family's lives, and he saw the sinkhole opening up before his eyes. He ran, got his daughter Ivy, got his wife out, and they were standing in front of the home for the longest time. They came over, spoke with us on live television, and now as they're walking back here, I can tell you the homeowner is on the phone right now trying to talk to, I guess, family members and relatives and let them know what's going on. Plus, word from the government that you're not as safe as you may think. What members of both parties are saying about terror threats across the globe. But first, Shay Ryan is here with Florida's most accurate forecast. Is that fog gone yet, Shay? We expect big developments this morning in the Lakeland police scandals. Already, more than 24 officers and employees are under discipline, but the state attorney isn't satisfied just yet. And today, we're going to see that discussion go public for the very first time. Our Rob Munoz is live in Lakeland this morning. And Rob, as we understand it, this is about Lakeland city leaders actually responding to the state attorney. 6:34 now. A neighbor's call to the Polk County Sheriff's Office leads to a child pornography arrest. Detectives say Michael Wright had some of the trash taken away by a neighbor. Trash in his home. Well, the next day, Wright asked for that trash to be returned, and most of it was. But the neighbor later found some of the unreturned trash in her home, including a SIM card containing child porn. She called deputies who tracked Wright down. They say he admitted to viewing the photos online. We're following a developing story in Tampa where there may be some changes coming to how long bars can stay open each night. That's if some members of the city council get their say. Now, some council members are proposing an ordinance that will allow the city to have more say over businesses that serve alcohol. One change would be to have bars begin closing at midnight instead of 3 o'clock like they do now. Happening now, a corrections deputy is facing criminal charges after he was caught on camera bashing a suspect's head into a wall. Disturbing video there. Authorities in Marion County, Florida say Deputy Charlie Broderick got aggressive after a DUI suspect allegedly spit at officers. Broderick, who is out of jail on bond, is now on unpaid suspension. The sheriff's office says even with the surveillance video, there's not enough evidence to fire Broderick during that investigation. Also this morning, George Zimmerman is not facing any charges after an incident at his girlfriend's house in Seminole County last month. Police arrested Zimmerman on charges of aggravated assault after his girlfriend called 911 saying he pointed a gun at her. But in recently released court documents, his girlfriend now says it's not true, and also requested the court to lift the no contact order against him. And also this morning, we're finding out former Cape Town Archbishop Desmond Tutu's home was burglarized during Mandela's public memorial on Tuesday. Tutu's representative says they are still evaluating what was stolen. They say his home was not badly damaged. Well, first things first, Dan, I want to let all of our viewers know we are the only Tampa station giving you this kind of vantage point. The closest ones here, as you can see, that plant right behind me. And I want to go ahead and step out of your picture so you can see this. In the last 20 minutes, we've heard that emergency sprinkler you see spraying over those 33,000-pound propane tanks is doing so because one of them is now leaking.
The news captures are, it's just another airplane.
This amateur video captured the sights and sounds of the massive explosions at the Blue Rhino plant just before 11 o'clock on Monday night. People in nearby neighborhoods forced to evacuate for hours, describing what they experienced just minutes after the fireball lit up the night sky.
Complete panic mode. They're very frantic. Didn't know what to do but just leave.
Daylight revealing what the night kept covered. Thousands of these 20-gallon propane tanks in giant piles, some charred beyond recognition, some blown to pieces. A tractor-trailer rig barely recognizable. Cars in the parking lot of the building melted by the intense heat from those flames. Flames firefighters were still battling nearly 7 hours after that blast. As for what caused the initial explosion, Tavares Fire Chief Richard Keith says it could have been mechanical or human error.
They were doing their job, 24 employees on the site. Thank goodness, as far as we know, there were some serious injuries, but it could have been a lot worse.
A lot worse indeed. These 33,000-pound propane tanks were miraculously unaffected by the blast. Officials on scene telling us ignition from one of those would have been devastating. In the midst of this investigation, there have been questions about safety protocol and emergency procedures in place for employees at the plant.
We've trained with them. Our department's works with them on a regular basis. They have a very safe operation, so whatever happened, and this is the outcome.
And thousands of those little propane tanks, those 20-pound propane tanks, pieces just blown and marred everywhere around us. I mean, the building that is right in front of me has pieces of those propane tanks sticking in the roof right now. Even a fourth of a mile down the road, you could still see those. And then right next to my feet right here, another one of those charred propane tanks. And they've been using these little orange flags to mark everywhere they find them. They've been finding them all over this morning. We will continue to follow this story for you on abcactionnews.com as well as throughout the evening at 5, 6, and 11 and bring you the very latest. For now, we are live in Tavares. Laura Harris, ABC Action News. Joshua Fisher is a 5-year-old sports enthusiast. He's even perfected his soccer victory dance. But even just a little kicking around quickly makes Joshua tired. Joshua's dad, Patrick Fisher.
Josh was diagnosed with acute lymphoblastic leukemia. He was 2.5. There's no parenting handbook for how to deal with this stuff. You just go with it.
And that's what the Fishers do through weekly doctor's visits and constant chemo treatments.
And his immune system's compromised. He doesn't get exposed to as many kids as a normal kid would.
But that's where Dan and Nicole Long come in. They decided kids like Joshua need a break from their cancer. They're taking dozens of them and their parents to Disney World for Christmas, all expenses paid.
It's magical. There's snow on Main Street, free hot cocoa for everyone around every corner, cookies. So that couldn't be a better place to bring children for a few hours just to be a kid.
And the Longs did the exact same thing back in 2011, 20 kids in tow, this time hoping for double that. As for Joshua, his father says he has one more year of treatment left, and then the doctors will see how he's doing after that. A bumpy road made just a little smoother with a trip to the happiest place on earth. Through other donations, the Longs currently have enough money to take 20 kids from the Children's Cancer Center in Tampa on their trip in December, but they're hoping to take 40. If you'd like to help, please visit our website at abcactionnews.com, where I've posted everything you need to donate. In the newsroom, Laura Harris, ABC Action News.